The Silent Monk. Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by vast forests and towering mountains, there lived a young man named Ravi. Ravi was strong, intelligent, and full of energy, but he often felt lost. He spent his days chasing pleasures, wasting time with distractions, and feeling empty no matter what he did. Deep inside, Ravi knew he was meant for something greater, but he didn't know how to find his path. One evening, while walking near the edge of the forest, Ravi met an old monk named Sadan. The monk was sitting peacefully under a tree, his eyes closed, his breathing steady, and his presence calm. Ravi couldn't help but feel drawn to him. "Why are you so peaceful?" Ravi asked. "I feel restless all the time, no matter what I do." The monk opened his eyes and looked at Ravi with kindness. "You are restless because you are wasting your greatest treasure, your inner energy. You let it spill out like water through a broken pot. But if you can learn to hold that energy, you will become more powerful than you can imagine." Ravi was confused. "What energy? How do I save it?" The monk smiled. "Come with me, and I will show you." Ravi followed the monk to a small, quiet monastery deep in the mountains. There, the monk taught him the ways of the ancient path. At first, Ravi struggled. He was used to letting his desires control him, especially his lust. But the monk told him something that changed his life forever. "Desire is not your enemy," the monk said. "It is your fire. If you let it burn wildly, it will destroy you. But if you learn to control it, it will give you strength, clarity, and wisdom." The monk gave Ravi 3 rules to follow. Ravi had to remain silent for many weeks. This was the hardest part. Without talking, he had to face his own thoughts and desires. At first, his mind was full of noise, but over time, the silence gave him peace. He began to see how much of his energy was wasted on meaningless things. Every day, Ravi woke up before sunrise, meditated, practiced breathing exercises, and trained his body with physical work. This routine was tiring at first, but it made him stronger. He learned to focus his mind and stop chasing every fleeting thought. The monk taught Ravi how to take the energy of his desires and turn it into something higher. Whenever Ravi felt the pull of lust or weakness, he would close his eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine that energy rising through his body like a golden light. This light made him feel powerful, alive, and full of purpose. Months passed, and Ravi began to change. His body became stronger, his mind sharper, and his heart calmer. He no longer felt like a slave to his desires. Instead, he felt like he had tapped into a hidden source of strength. One day, the monk asked Ravi to meditate by a river. As Ravi sat there, he saw the water flowing smoothly around rocks and obstacles. "Do you see?" the monk asked. "The river flows without losing its path. It does not fight or spill wildly. It stays steady, and that is its strength. You are like the river now." Ravi smiled because he understood. He had become like the river, strong, steady, and unstoppable. When Ravi returned to his village, people were amazed by how much he had changed. He no longer wasted time on distractions. Instead, he helped others, taught children, and inspired the youth to find their own strength. One young man asked him, "How do you have so much energy and focus? How are you always so calm?" Ravi replied, "I learned to hold my energy and use it wisely. We all have this power, but most of us let it slip away. Save your energy. Don't waste it on things that leave you empty. Turn it into something meaningful." The young man listened and began following Ravi's advice. Soon, many others joined. They started living with discipline, purpose, and strength, just like Ravi. Years later, people remembered Ravi not as a man, but as a symbol of power and wisdom. His story was told to inspire the youth to realize that their energy is their greatest treasure, and by protecting and transforming it, they could achieve anything. The lesson: true strength comes not from fighting desires, but from transforming them. The energy of desire is the fire within you. Use it wisely, and it will light up your path to greatness.